I'm going to come to what Tatiana and Alex are saying in a moment. The big story at this moment, which has broken all of us sudden and out of nowhere, is that Shane Warne, the legendary leg spinner, is no more. And remember, for those who follow cricket, as most people do, Shane Warne was somebody, at least I grew up watching, mesmerizing to watch, but not necessarily when he was spinning a web around Indian batsmen. Flamboyant, known for his antics on the field, very often also for what he was up to off the field. But the sad piece of information coming in is that he's apparently had a heart attack. He was in Thailand, or at least that's where the last post that he put out on Instagram seems to be from. And from what we can see, he was in Thailand where he was talking about Rod Marsh passing away, and that's the last post that he put out on social media. He was in Koh Samui. He put out some pictures saying he's at the Samunja Vilas in Koh Samui. Lots of reactions coming in. VVS Lakshman saying, absolutely unbelievable, shocked beyond words, a legend and one of the greatest players ever to grace the game, gone too soon, condolences to his family and friends. Birendra Sehwag has tweeted saying, cannot believe it, one of the greatest spinners, the man who made spin cool. Superstar Shane Warne is no more, life is fragile, but it's very difficult to fathom. My heartfelt condolences to his family, friends and fans all across the world. Nikhil Naz joins us. He covers cricket for India today. What was Shane Warne doing in Thailand? How long was he there for? And what do we know about the circumstances, Nikhil, in which this legend passed away?
Well, Rahul, details are still trickling in. We don't know exactly when did he reach Thailand, but we know that he was in Koh Samui. He was found in an unresponsive state in a villa, and then there were the medical staff that was that tried to revive him, but then that wasn't successful. So that is what we're getting to know right now. A statement has been issued by his family, and I can tell you that it's only happened a few hours earlier that we've gotten to know about this. Just a few days ago, there was a social media post that he had put out, I think not more than 24 to 48 hours ago, where he had said that, it's now time for him to get fit. He's going to be on a weight-losing mission.
Stay with me, Nikhil. Muttiah Muralidharan joins us. Muttiah Muralidharan, the legendary spinner from Sri Lanka, friend, sometimes on the field, fierce foe. Muttiah Muralidharan, your contemporary, legendary leg spinner, Shane Warne, no more. Your initial thoughts?
See, it's a very shocking news for us, no words to say. And he's a good friend, and also he's a legendary cricketer because he has done for spin bowling more than anyone. And he will be remembered as in the history of... so it is shocking. I don't know what to say because it's not our age to die, 52. And he was fit whenever I saw him and everything. So it was sad for all cricket fans and also the cricket lovers, and he's no more. So that will be a big loss for cricketing fraternity.
Can you share, Muttiah Muralidharan, your memories of Shane Warne? When is it that you really loved him, and when is it because of what he did on the field against Sri Lanka you were not particularly fond of him at that time?
See, I saw him in 1992, first time ever winning a second test match. He won a match for Australia in a difficult time. So then I thought he's going to be something different bowler, and he has been what we're ever seen. So it's very difficult to say things now because I'm also don't know, words are lost and never know what will happen and everything, and it's a shocking news for the world. So,
Muttiah Muralidharan for joining us. Thank you very much. And I also want to talk to Nikhil Naz once again about the kind of flamboyant life that Shane Warne lead, not just on the field, but a lot of his off-field antics kept him quite as much in the headlines as his mesmerizing guile, Nikhil.
That's right, Rahul. In fact, he was one of a kind. Many would say that arguably the greatest cricketer to have ever played the game. Yes, he's number 2 in terms of wickets taken in Test match cricket, 700 plus wickets that he took. And you were talking to the highest wicket taker just a short while ago. So the two of them competed. But for many, Shane Warne, as I said, was the greatest cricketer just because of the magic that he had with the cricket ball in his hand. Single-handedly helping Australia win Test matches. And remember, that was a time when he was playing for the Australian team that you had various other legends like Matthew Hayden, Adam Gilchrist, Glenn McGrath, Ricky Ponting, and yet he held his own and was considered the greatest match winner that Australia had probably in the history of cricket. You could argue in terms of a few other players as well. So that was his contribution to cricket. That is what he managed to do. You spoke about his personality. I consider myself fortunate to be one of those guys who shared a close relationship with him. I would often chat with him over messages, in terms of where he was, what he was up to. A great professional, and most of my interactions later came with him as a broadcaster. So a great professional, someone who gave you very fine insights about the game whenever you spoke about a particular game, and also a guy who was never afraid to speak his mind. Remember, he was the part of that legendary Australian team that I talk about, which had John Buchanan as coach. Many people credited John Buchanan as being the guy who transformed Australian cricket, but Shane Warne was one of a kind. When I say, he would come out and say that no, coach doesn't have too much of a role to play. I don't share a great relationship with him. He didn't share a great relationship with his captain in Steve Waugh, and never made any bones about it, was pretty open about it. And yet you knew, despite those personal issues that he may have had with a few other players, you had to persist with him in the team. I can tell you various stories about Shane Warne that really stand out. One that really comes to my mind, and because we're talking about his colourful personality, he was playing county cricket, and that we knew that he was a regular smoker. There was a time where these stiff upper lip members of a county team said that, listen, you cannot be smoking anywhere around the ground. And what would Shane Warne do in typical Shane Warne fashion? Would come near the boundary and smoke in front of these tie wearing stiff upper lip members, and put the stub out in front of them, and then go out and do a match winning performance. So that's how he was. He was a rebel of sort, but then he was a genius, and that's what I think people accepted him for being a genius with the ball. I mean, there are times where if you've seen him, he would be commentating while bowling, and he would have that microphone in his ear, and he would tell the commentators that exactly the kind of delivery that he's going to bowl, and that is exactly the shot that the batsman will play, and that's how I will get him out, and all of it would play to the tee. That's when I talk about a genius. That's how much mastery he had over the cricket ball. That's how he planned his opponents. Did have a great time against India. I must mention that as well. Despite his, successful record against most teams across the globe, against India, I think, were his nemesis. Sachin Tendulkar, Shane Warne, that battle was always built up. And I'd have to say that Sachin on most occasions came out on top. Yet they were very good friends off the cricket field, had a lot of respect for each other. Indian fans will also, and the newer Indian fans who are with us, will remember him for being that guy who lifted the first IPL trophy. Don't forget, he was the captain of Rajasthan Royals, took them to a title with a team that many had not given too many chances to, because they were the underdogs, didn't have a lot of stars under them. But that's when Shane Warne showed what a shrewd tactician, what a shrewd cricketer he was. Took that young team to the first IPL title. And that's why, Rahul, many people say that about Shane Warne, that he's probably the best captain that Australia never had. That's how sharp he was when it came to cricket strategies, about strategizing in terms of, how to bowl with the ball. So in all, and I wouldn't shy from saying that probably the generation that we watched cricket as a bowler, probably the greatest that I've ever seen.
You're speaking about Sachin Tendulkar's rivalry with Shane Warne. Don't forget, Navjot Singh Sidhu loves to boast about coming dancing down the track and hitting Shane Warne out of the park above long on. And that's something which has always been one of Sidhu's favorite memories. You ever sit down chatting with Sidhu, that's something that he'll say. In test matches, 145 matches played, 40,705 balls bowled, 708 wickets, his best in an innings 8 for 71, best in a match 12 for 128, at an average of 25.41 for every wicket taken, economy rate of 2.65 runs given away in an over. What a fantastic bowler this 48 times he's taken 4 wickets in an innings, 37 times taken 5 wickets in an innings, and 10 times taken 10 wickets in a match. Shane Warne, a legend, a hero of my childhood, passes away in a heart attack in Koh Samui in Thailand. We'll get more details when we come back on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us.